What's up, everybody? It's your boy Anthony Sneaker Fair the Mayor, again here with a video. In today's topic, I want to talk about generic products versus brand name products, when to choose which, and what's the difference between the two. Stay tuned.
Step, sneaker fair kicks, no one fresher. Step, hey, stepping in my new pair, steppers. Stepping in my new pair, steppers.
Okay, again, so today's topic is generic products versus the brand name. And I'm talking about your paint products. That can be from anything from the brushes to the actual paints themselves. So, like when you go to the art store of your choice, you find it overwhelming, like so many aisles, so many similar products placed next to each other could be difficult to really figure out what's what, right? Which one should you pick? What's the difference? I mean, I've been there. So you got your popular brand names, and then right next to it, you got some brand you never heard of. And it's like, okay, so I'm familiar with this, but this right here still look good to me. Price might be a little different. You know, what's to it? Those generic products definitely not advertised like the big brands are. A big part of that is because a generic brand is not defined by anything other than what the product is. So like you go and maybe you looking for like uh fabric paint, and you go in that aisle and you see like tulip or like leather paint, and you see like Angelus, what have you. But then they got another brand right there that just says fabric paint. What you know what I'm saying? Like, what's the difference between these two? One of them is immediately visually is defined by what it is, fabric paint, and the other one is that brand's name. The generic product could be a part of like a smaller company. That's why it's not advertised as much. It's not so popular. Or or it can actually be a part of the same company. Just like when you go to the grocery store and you got corn flakes and then you got frosted flakes. Probably from the same company. It's just one has the store brand on it, less colorful, no cool character on the front, no Tony the Tiger. It ain't great, but it might be from the same company and we have no clue. Sometimes it can even come down to just a preference. Products might even perform the same. So you really got to pay attention to what's going on when you actually creating, because the product might be the same. And there are a lot of products for artists on the market that are not different from one another. One is cheaper, one has less decorative packaging, and one of them might even come in a smaller bottle because it costs less, but they perform equally. So the point of this video is to help you to shop smart. Sometimes you don't need to buy that brand. It sometimes it's just wasting your money. The point of this video is when you go into your favorite art store that you can shop a little smarter. Sometimes it's easier just to go for the generic brand because again, it performs the same as the other brand. To demonstrate my point, I bought a couple products to do a compare and contrast on, just to give you an idea of some things that you can look for when you're out shopping for supplies, especially sneaker artists. Give a couple of these a try because they usually perform the same as the brand name or the more popular brand name. Right. As I'm comparing and contrasting these products, I'm also going to give as much of an honest review as I can. So keep that in mind if I happen to talk about your favorite a little unfavorably. I do recommend that you at least try an alternative to each one so that you can get a feel for which one you prefer, because all of these products do not mix with other brands. Some brands you have to use with the exact brand that they belong to. All paints and all mediums are not interchangeable. Keep that in mind as you shop. So up first, we got GAC 100. Some of you probably haven't heard of GAC 100 before, but here's the detail. GAC 100 is a thin, translucent medium. Is used to thin out colors, extend them, as well as increase the flexibility. It's great for wetting out solids as well as making homemade paints. So for you sneaker artists, it's really good if you're getting ready to make some color change paint or like some glow in the dark paint. Thinning and flow extended products, I really recommend that you try on like separate pieces of canvas, not on your work that you plan to sell, so you can get a hang for it. Too much of it and it becomes runny. Too little and nothing really happens. So it's not for sneakers. If you're into sneaker painting, sneaker art, anything like that, it's definitely not for that. But a few alternatives would be like Liquitex pouring medium. You can use this for a flow extender. Even on the bottle, it tells you it extends the flow. It's comparable. Another good alternative would be Floetrol. Floetrol is good for latex-based paints. It also works with acrylics. It does the same thing. You don't need much of it. I mean, it comes in this big bottle. This is like the smallest bottle I can find. And it really does the same thing. It's not much different. It's a flow extender. It increases the time it takes for your paint to dry. So if you like really need good blends, which flow extenders are good for helping you with blending, you have these three options so far. And then the last one, which is definitely not something I would really recommend, but I know some of you guys are using it, so I gotta include it, is Alpha Flex. This flexitive additive, it does the same thing. It increases the flow, it helps the paint become more flexible, and it also thins the paint out. So this I would recommend if you're gonna use this kind of stuff, use this on a canvas. I don't really find this that good for leather products or even for leather paints unless you're using Alpha Flex brand or something like that. I don't really recommend this one, but that's pretty much it for flow extenders and flexibility agent. Next up, we have Angelus Too Thin. Angelus Too Thin is just an airbrush medium. You want to mix up about 1 part of this per 4 parts of paint. So it's really good to have measuring cups, the little small measuring cups to mix up your paint mixtures properly. But this is just airbrush thinner. A good alternative to that, golden airbrush medium or any other airbrush medium you find. These are all the same thing. So if you want to choose between the more popular brand versus the generic brand, you got options. You don't have to spend on just the popular brand. It doesn't make one better than the other. These are almost the same thing. Another popular one, Angelus Too Hard. Too Hard is just a hard acrylic extender for hard, non-porous surfaces. It helps to harden the paint. So if you're painting like plastic pieces, and it also helps to increase the adhesion on those hard surfaces. So if you mix it in the paint, you automatically create a hard layer. Simple alternative, GAC 200. It's the same thing. Literally the same thing. Hard acrylic extender. Same thing. Too hard, GAC. Same product. It's definitely not recommended for canvas. And when you use this, you want to have a good idea of the temperature in your studio because it needs to be about 70, 72 degrees for about 24 hours. So you really want to keep an eye on your studio's temp. Most popular one, Angelus Too Soft. I know you're using it. A lot of people using it. It's not a bad product. However, there's also some alternatives to Too Soft. The biggest and most comparable competitor to Angelus Too Soft, GAC 900. GAC 900 is a heat setting fabric medium that offers you a very soft feel and laundry stability, so you can wash it if you need to. Next up is Jacquard Airfix. Jacquard Airfix does the same thing. Only difference is with Jacquard Airfix is on the label, it's going to tell you that you need to use the solution within 6 hours. So whether it's paint or dye, because all these products can be used with dye as well. This one, you want to use the solution within 6 hours. This is my favorite to use, mainly because it does not require much. I mean, this little bottle goes a long way. It comes in bigger ones. This little bottle lasts you forever. I've had this bottle for about 2 years, maybe. A little drop in my dye especially, and mix it up, and I got a solid product. Okay, so let's talk about the more generic fabric mediums on the market. These you can find ranging from Walmart's to most of your basic stores, and even like a Michael's or a Hobby Lobby, something like that. So your craft stores all the way down to your Walmarts. First up is this one right here. This is Deco Art fabric medium. You see, all of them say fabric medium. I mean, you can listen to them too. So like when you shake them, it's the same. None of them are thicker than the others. The next one is, I haven't seen this one much anymore, but there's a Delta. So this is Delta Ceramcoat. So Ceramcoat makes it, but Delta is like the I guess the other brand, the sub brand, something like that. Delta Creative. It's the same thing. You see, it even says like textile medium, same difference. Then you have also, so this one you could probably find everywhere. So it's Tulip Textile Medium. This one, I mean, again, like I said, you find it at Walmart, anywhere. So where you see like the Tulip fabric painting brands, you'll find this. It's not different than any of these. The price points are a little different, especially considering like the size, but they all perform the same function as well. So your textile mediums probably have like a wider range than some of those other products, but you're going to roughly get the same product. That's what I'm getting at with this video. All right, so what did you think about the video? Did you learn something? You feel like you're more of a general product person, or you got to get that name brand, the one that you're familiar with? I myself, I don't really need the most expensive brand. I just need to do the job. Key point though, do your research. Don't just buy it because it's the brand you're familiar with. Don't just buy it because it costs less. The overall point is that you have alternatives. You need to know what mixes well with your paints and your dyes. You need to know what works good with the surface you actually want to paint or dye or stain. These are very important factors in the decision-making process. Now, if you line all those things up and you wind up seeing that it doesn't matter what specific brand you use, my suggestion is to try the generic sometimes. Sometimes you get a bigger volume in terms of product, so maybe that's better for you. Okay, so how was that? Did you find out you're the brand name type or you're the generic type? Let me know down in the comments. Also, let me know in the comments if you're looking for more content like this, product reviews, tutorials on how to actually use the products, anything you want to see from Sneaker Fair, and I'm out.
Stepping in my new pair, steppers, step, step. Stepping in my new pair, steppers, step, step. Stepping in my new pair, steppers, step, step. Sneaker Fair kicks, no one fresher, step, step. Hey, stepping in my new pair, steppers, step, step. Stepping in my new pair, steppers, step, step. Stepping in my new pair, steppers, step, step. Sneaker Fair kicks, no one fresher, step, step. Get the sweet pair kicks, custom by Sneaker Fair kicks.